Evelyn here from Twin Flames 3344. I just have some quick messages this morning from the masculine, and I was going to tell you how wands the read is today, as my candle is flaming up like crazy because I just put some sage in there. The energy for the masculine is definitely the King of Wands today. But before I get to that, I just wanted to remind you I'm available for activation, Reiki healings, tarot card reads, numerology, and my email and my website are below. And hope everyone's doing well. And thank you so much for your likes, subscribes, shares, and your comments. They're always well taken, and I look forward to them. The first messages I got today, and by the way, today is the 18th. And my cover picture is the picture that my daughter drew, showing the faceless bride with the head next to it crossed out, which is like, the end of our shadow side. So listen to your own intuition on that one, how it relates to you. But it was very significant for today. The 18th is the moon. So something coming to light today that wasn't revealed before. And the number that the day adds up to is 33-6, which is the Christ vibration. So some kind of sacrifice energy going on today. But again, that's 6. The double digits in numerology are called power numbers, 11, 22, 33, and 44. It means that you have to put out twice as much, but you get twice as much in return. And 33 just happens to be the Christ vibration energy. So, and again, 6 is love, family, community, daily service, that kind of thing. So the first messages I got this morning in doing some cards was the quote, "I choose us." And then 2 movies came to mind. The first was The Family Man. And then I thought of Castaway. So those are 2 movies, and Spirit's connecting with me right now, suggesting to watch those 2 movies because the masculine is reflecting on what he put the feminine through. But it ends with the Knight of Cups. And like I said, there's lots of wands in the reads that I was doing today, ending up in the King of Wands. And the past was the Knight of Wands. So maybe even just maturing a little bit in the wands category. There is a little, maybe some shyness and lack of confidence still coming through today, even though it's so wandy and so intense that way. But they're definitely working hard for their dreams and looking at working on financial stability and their fear of imbalance. So, and I think that regards financial discipline and domestic harmony and their leadership abilities. They're running behind this morning, maybe some dealings late last night, and still low energy but coming out of it. He is definitely awake and looking back. But again, don't forget those movies. The Family Man and Castaway. I choose us. And the shadow side is gone. And the sun is out again today. And the picture I put up for my video yesterday was, or not the picture I put up, but what I was telling you about in my video yesterday was a drawing my daughter did in my lyrics notebook that was titled God, and 1 was clearly written underneath it, and next to it were some random letters, but I realized what they were today, and it relates to Shawnee's video in Souls on Mission, because she's reading from John, and next to God, and then 1 was below, and then the random letters next to it was John misspelled. So those are tying together, those messages, okay? And I pulled some cards for you, 7 cards. Just want to make sure that's everything I want to tell you about my messages. Yeah, and actually in my personal read I did for the masculine this morning, they're finally, actually the King of Cups in the way they see themselves came up next to the Queen of Cups, so they're finally seeing the Divine Feminine as their other, as the King and Queen of Cups, as opposed to some of the other suits. So the first card I pulled was the Nine of Pentacles from the Universal Golden Tarot. So this is about the feminine, while the masculine is still dealing with some things and catching up on their energy. I know some of them have been sick. So, you know, it's hard to go forward in a strong way if you're still not feeling up to par. So energy levels for the masculine still need to be replaced. And meanwhile, the feminine is to stand in her power and her knowing. And this is the feminine as she should be, enjoying herself on her own, in her abundance. Okay, so this is wonderful. It's just staying, you know, finish up anything around the house that you need to do, any projects that aren't quite complete, or any finances that you need to finish up on, and then just stand in your power. Enjoy yourself. The second card I pulled from the Tarot of Sexual Magic was the Queen of Swords. So maybe relating to an air sign today. You know, that would be Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Or maybe someone of significance in your life today. Besides that, maybe your twin may be an air sign, or maybe just yourself, that you're by yourself thinking about things today in your air side. And even if you're not an air sign, maybe you have some air qualities to you. So it's an airy day, you know, of the mind, being logical. And then I pulled from the Romance Angels, getting to know each other. Okay, and also some conversational cards came up for me this morning, having conversation about things and getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Yeah, and it could be about just getting to know other people in your life as well. The picture of the card here actually reminds me of yesterday, or it might have been the day before, when my daughter's friend came over and we were having some nice conversations about life and how to deal with certain issues. So just getting to know your family better, and it could be getting to know your twin. And then from my numerology deck, I got individuality. You like that? It's number 11. So it's very spiritual and being individual. So that's nice because it's bringing confirmation to that to be yourself is very spiritual. It's not being selfish. It's the right thing to do. Because in order to be your best out to the world, you need to be the best to yourself. And be very strong in your individuality. This is kind of it's not a bright orange, it's kind of a brown orange, so it's kind of actually a grounding color. Oh, and I did want to remind you of grounding today, because I was feeling a little bit ungrounded, and to remind you that sage is very helpful in grounding, because as soon as I lit some sage today, it made me feel so much better. And I have this stone too today that I'm holding. I forget what it's called. But anyway, it's aqua, but there's some browns in there too, which is very grounding. So I tested out a couple stones for myself, and this one seemed to be the one that was helping me ground. So you can always do that. Just feel in your left hand, because left hand takes in energies, right goes out. Left in, right out. So if you feel with your left hand, feel the energies and see how it makes you feel, if it changes any of those energies for you. And just test out different stones, you'll see. The next card that I pulled is the Sphinx, think we got this recently. So it must be important. About asking questions about the codes. It's number 20, which is the final judgment. And actually the judgment card came up twice this morning for me. And 20 is 2-0. 2 is about relationships, the feminine energy, and 0 is God, source power. The Sphinx energy has always been on Earth and watches over us. The High Priest Ra brought it from Atlantis and placed it within the statue of the Sphinx in Egypt. You receive a charge of God force when you think about it, so relax and accept it now. The Sphinx contains the fifth dimensional records for Earth and the information within the crystal skulls. You are invited to visit the tunnel from the Sphinx to Hollow Earth, a portal of wisdom linked to the ascended aspect of Mars. From here you can radiate peace and oneness throughout the universe. And the affirmation is, I connect to the God force within the Sphinx. So when the Sphinx is aligned, because he's got the dark, and the Sphinx card is the Chariot. The Sphinx is represented there. It's the dark and the light side, the duality of us. And when they're in alignment and together and balance is when it's most powerful, and Spirit's connecting with me to confirm that to you. So it's just reminding us to stay in balance. And it's okay to have the duality, the both sides of us, the light and the dark. That's all part of us. But to keep, your reins on it. Instead of having those extremes here, keep it in balance where they're like this, so that they don't get too far out of hand and you stay more balanced. Then I pulled from Journey of Love, Yin Yang Lover. Okay, and that's number 8. And number 8 again, we had 8s yesterday, is power, inner strength, and I'll read that to you in a minute. There's a moon in there too. So more exposure of something that was hidden before. And again, 8 is inner strength. It's also the infinity. So stay balanced. There may be some, because of the Wands energy today, there could be some things that come up that make you feel defensive, or that you need to stand up for your past wounds. So remember not to do that. Okay? Just you love yourself first and be in peace. We're all one. Don't feel like you need to argue with anyone. Be as kind as you can, but just let it go. Okay, and then the last card that I pulled was from the past life deck, and that's Asia. And that worked out perfectly as far as the contrast to individuality, because in the Asian cultures it was always sacrificing for the greater good. And so maybe that's something you need to clear, because that's not going to be correct for your life. You need to be your individual, as opposed to the collective. Because in being one with yourself, you're being one with the collective. So any past lives where you might have felt the need to sacrifice who you are, you need to cut those cords or transmute anything that comes up relating to that. It's about the individual. Okay, and I'm going to read you the Yin Yang Lover. The Yin Yang Lover, number 8. And then I have to go because I'm on my iPad. I don't know how much video it will take. It tends to dump sometimes. The force of attraction is stronger than your conscious control. There's no need to fight this inner genius. You can learn to speak its language instead. What is it that captures you, that pulls you close, that holds so much light for you? Why fight it? Don't step away from what you really love to grab hold of a second prize. Why not claim your first prize? It is there waiting for you. It is yours alone, beloved. No one else can claim your own divine birthright for you. Be yielding and let your desire fill your body, your heart, and your mind. You don't have to fight for what is already yours. It will come to you through the field of attraction that emanates from your own heart. It is not a question of worthiness or deservedness. It is not a question of trying to work out what you need or want. Your heart always knows. Listen. If you still can't hear, then just feel. You'll get the gist of it soon enough. This oracle has a message for you. No matter whether you seem to be heading closer to your goal or further away, you're making real spiritual progress, and what you want is the same thing that is wanting you. What you're seeking is seeking you. It's only a matter of time before you get it. And the poem reads, "The moment when to fill my heart again is measured not in time or sweet remorse, nor tears that wash away unbridled pain, or morning's light which sings its soft retort. Such love has slept through storm and winters long. No call could break the stillness embrace, or the stillness's embrace, or hasten change before the season's song unfurls its melody and words so chaste. Empowered thus I found myself compelled to cast aside emotions dormant still." And I like the cast aside with the castaway. "My feelings spoke from depths, the answer welled. No needer past the emptiness to fill. At one our touch has opened hearts anew. Of patience born, there waits a love so true." So I want to remind you about the movies. And it's funny because the movies are The Family Man and Castaway. So the family man who cast away someone. So those might be really good movies to watch. You'll probably get something out of them today. Okay. Enjoy your day. Hang in there. Be strong. It's all good. If something comes up to you that you don't like, it's okay. Go through it. Recognize it for what it is. Bring up any old wounds that need to be cleared. Transmute them. And go on with your day back in joy. Okay? Love you all. Mwah. Take care. Make sure to comment. Thanks. Bye.